Greetings, my name is Andy, and here's another yoga class themes video continuing along the path in the alphabet series. My hope and my dream is to create content that inspires you to bring intentionality to your yoga classes and your yoga practice. And I believe the way is through theming. If you plan in advance, you cultivate, you craft a theme that is in alignment with who you authentically are, and you bring that to the practice, you are just amping it up and making it that much more impactful and memorable. Now, we have made it in the alphabet series to the letter Q. And per usual, it was very difficult for me to narrow it down because there are quite a few words that begin with the letter Q that I find inspiring. Right? So crafted this list, created it, and it's like, all right, so what 3 words are going to stand out to me? And the 3 words I did choose for this particular video to go over would be quest, question, and quiet. Now, the first word, why I think this could be a really cool theme to bring into your yoga class. Now, whether you're yoga curious, a yoga lover, or you're a yoga teacher like myself, right? So, quest. I was a huge fan growing up, and even to this day, of the film The Never-Ending Story, right? It's epic quest. A young man is tasked with going on this journey to discover the name, if you will, of this particular individual to save their lives, to save the world, to save the universe, right? And I think there's so many movies that follow this protagonist, the hero's journey, right? The quest. Now, what is it in our lives that we can identify with? What is the purpose that we bring to the activities that we participate in on a daily basis? And is their purpose in alignment with what it is that we believe we are questing for, that we are in search of? Ultimately, the yoga practice is like a tool, right? A set of guidelines. Even the asana practice, these are poses meant to get you more in touch with your breath, in alignment, right? Bringing that connection between body, mind, and spirit, right? But ultimately, what is your goal? Are you looking to find more balance? Like, are you questing towards that? What's the ultimate goal for you? What is the castle in the distance? And can you see the castle that you are working towards? And are you bold enough to take those steps and the necessary action in order to get to where it is that you long to reach? Now, for the second word, question. Now, as a young person, there was this commercial, and I've brought this up in the past, where it's like, why ask why when you can drink this beverage? It's like, no, 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 no. Ask why. Ask yourself why. It's like the ABCs of yoga are always be curious, right? If we continue along that path, it's to dig, excavate, and find the gold hidden inside. We can continue there, but ultimately speaking, you've got a question. Why is it that I want to do this thing right now? Why do I not want to do this thing right now? What's going on in my body? Really noticing what I'm noticing and questioning everything, right? Now, this could, of course, be the downward spiral of questioning literally everything and not taking any action toward the ultimate goal, right? That quest that you're on. But asking questions, I think, is extremely important, right? Like, why am I in this pose? Why am I in this class? And to question that and to bring to your mind's eye what it is that has brought you to the class, I think, is a very important piece of the puzzle. And strangely enough, that brings us to the third word I chose, which is quiet. Now, I've often found in my life, and this is my experience that I'm willing to share here, that I have an ultimate goal to find more balance and stillness in my life, right? And I do want to be more physically fit and healthy, of course, but balance and stillness to quiet the mind. That is my epic quest, right? And then I often will question why it is I get so easily distracted with things. But it is often that I will find the answer to my questions in the quiet. When I am able to quiet the mind just enough to hear what I believe is my heart's voice. Right? a voice that I'm all too familiar with, but often is drowned out by the distractions of a very loud, noisy external world. So finding quiet. And this happens so often. It's like juicy opportunities throughout a yoga practice, especially in sacred space at the beginning of a class, to find that quiet, to notice what you're noticing, and to directly connect to your breath. But often the questions that you seek answers to, you can find in the quiet moments of your life. And I do hope that you have found this inspiring, and perhaps you can find other words that start with the letter Q that you would love to utilize as theming for your yoga practice, or again, if you're a yoga teacher, as a theme for your yoga class that you teach. I hope that you will join me for the next video. If you're liking what you're seeing, please do click like. If you're loving it, hit subscribe. Let's do this thing. Until next time, many blessings.